Hello everyone, this is my bullet journal flip through. Here's my beautiful journal that I've loved, that I loved using. This is a Moleskine expanded version, so it has extra pages more than usual. I was first inspired to start a bullet journal because of one of my favorite YouTubers called Cheyenne Barton. She is an artist based in Seattle, and I love her art. And she used to make on her YouTube channel, she used to make a bullet journal flip through or bullet journal with me videos, and that's what originally got me into starting one as well. So in honor of that, I have two of Cheyenne Barton stickers on the front of my bullet journal. So there's the Stay Brilliant sticker, and then also on the back there is a beautiful coffee sticker that I love. So those two are both from her. And then I also have another artist that I like sticker, Leah. I'll link her down below as well. She makes beautiful animal drawings with like mixed media. So she uses like watercolor and like color pencil. She mixes around a lot, which I love. So this bullet journal I started from December 2019 because I couldn't wait to start until 2020. I was like, I gotta start now. I'm such a stationery lover, and I just hoard all kinds of notebooks and journals. If I find something beautiful, I'm gonna get it. So I loved using this journal very, very much. In fact, I only used up until halfway, so until here. So technically I could have continued this in 2021, but for this year I decided to try a little something different, just to, try around and see if there's something else I would love even more. So for this year I have a Hobonichi. It's a little bit bigger than my Moleskine. So for Hobonichis, what you have to do is, it comes in like a normal notebook inside like this, but you have to buy a cover. I mean, you don't have to, but if you buy a cover, it's cuter. So I did buy a cover. It was more expensive than a Moleskine because, you have to buy separate things. But, if I do decide to continue my Hobonichi, I can still use this cover for next year. So the Hobonichi is really thin paper, and I'm still trying to learn how to use this. So with a freestyle bullet journal, I didn't like that. I could have planned it better, but it was my first time starting a bullet journal. So I didn't like that if I had if I wanted to write down a plan months ahead of time, I had no space to write that. But with Hobonichi, there is a monthly side. They have like a monthly page spread, as well as weekly. And then there's daily. So you can just use the monthly and the weekly for just planning to-dos, which I don't even care what it looks like. I'm going to keep it messy. And then the daily, I'm trying to make it pretty. So this side is like my journal spread side. Now, what I'm starting to realize with Hobonichi though, is because the days are already written down, and there's days which I don't do anything, obviously. I have nothing to write down in here. So I have these blank pages in between my journal spreads, which I don't know if I like. So that's something I'm trying to learn to deal with. Maybe I'll use these extra pages for doodling or art things. Anyways, that's Hobonichi. This is what I'm using for 2021. Okay, so let's begin looking through my journal. So, the first page is kind of random things. Okay, so the first official spread I ever made was this ear, glance at an ear page. This took me so long to figure out because I had to draw with pencil first and then erase it and do with ink and stuff. But anyways, I color coded this, so greens would be work related things, red would be important dates, blue would be holidays, and yellow would be birthdays. So if I color code it, I can just look at that day and see, oh, okay, this day is my birthday. And it just keeps going. As we all do, I wrote down goals for this year, which I never look back on, so it doesn't work well for me. Those are goals. And then these are random post-its I just kept for important things. So these were things I had to do before I left Japan. It was a lot of things. The next spread is my book spread. So I ended up reading more than I thought. So I have this side as well, but it kept going. So I have another page that just kind of opens up. Yeah, this was all right. I mean, I have another reading journal separate from this, so which I started like midway through the year. So yeah, that's why I kept going with this, but I was like, I'd rather have it on my reading journal, in my reading journal. Now, my first monthly spread, the December one, is heavily inspired. In fact, it's basically copied from the video that Cheyenne Barton posted with the Journal With Me video. This quote is even one that she shared from her journal too, and I really liked it, so I posted. I like to put quotes in the monthly spreads. So this one says, "If I am worth anything later, I am worth something now. For wheat is wheat, even if people think it is a grass in the beginning," by Vincent van Gogh. So yeah, definitely loved it. On all my monthly spreads, I have a big, oh no, that will be different later on, but I do have a to-do list. So these are things I want to concentrate on during the month. So in the beginning, I aspired to kind of be freestyle flowing journal, which I didn't keep up with later on, but I really liked how Cheyenne Barton was just had doodles everywhere and drawings, writings, random places, which I kind of loved. So that's what I tried to do. So this is a ticket stub. Like, these are drawings my friends drew for me, a drawing a student drew for me, random quotes a student said, and little journal entries. So I loved having different little things around. This is a journal spread. And what I liked about the Freestyle Bujo is that you can also have random lists of things in between your weekly spreads. So this is a random list I made right when I started YouTube. So this is like Vlogmas. That's when I wasn't in BookTube yet. I was just vlogging to capture my memories. So this was just Vlogmas ideas and then packing for when I was traveling to Austin that December. Sadly, this ticket stub, the ink disappeared, but this was for a movie that we saw. I believe it was it was the Star Wars movie from last winter. I love this quote as well, so I'm going to share it with you. "I'm learning every day to allow the space between where I want to be and where I am to inspire and not terrify me." I love that. Yeah, and this was when I was really excited because Cheyenne Barton stickers, these stickers that I have on front of the journal, this came in the mail. And then this is a sticker she used for me, the Totoro one, so I was really excited about it. Yeah, and this is a journal spread from when we got engaged. This was the December we got engaged, so I'm really glad I started my Bujo in December because then I was able to write about this. A random book notes that I was reading. I was reading Why I'm No Longer Talking About Race on my flight, and I finished it then. Another random journal spread. Yeah, and this is just like a reflection page for 2019. I don't really write much. It's hard for me to reflect back. I don't know why. And you'll see it as a pattern because, I'll tell you later on. Okay, so this is the January spread. January, I try to do a gratitude page. So every day in January, I try to write a sentence, something I was grateful for. So it could have been something small, something big. I really like looking back on it, but to keep it up during the month was hard because some days I would forget and I would have to think back on what happened and write down something. So yeah, it was good, and also it was hard to keep up. Okay, this is the month of January. For some reason, I was inspired by The Little Prince. I have no idea why. I can't remember. But again, a to-do list over here. A quote for this month. "Today, I am looking over my shoulder and see all the hills I have climbed. In a year, I will see mountains. At the end of my life, I will see the earth." Really like that. Now, after this, I start trying to do like a color scheme. So this month, I think I was trying to do blue, but then you'll see I change it up during the middle of the month, which I didn't like. This was when my friend and I were able to meet Fran Nerd. She's an amazing artist. She is originally from Chile, but she lives in New York City. And then she was visiting Tokyo, and she did a meetup, so we were able to meet her, and it was so awesome. We even got a sticker from her. Some YouTube ideas I had. So this is where I change colors midway through the month, and I don't like that. I don't know why I just couldn't keep one color. But anyways, I changed to brown at the end, and then I changed back to blue. Okay, February, we can see it's very pink. This is the only month I kept the Spanish tracker, and I think because I didn't keep it up, I stopped studying Spanish. But in the month of January, I started learning Spanish on my own, and then February was when I was really like into it because I kept a tracker. I studied basically every day except the weekends, and I try to talk with a tutor once a week to practice my speaking skills. So this year I actually am doing a different bullet journal just for my Spanish learning because I really want to focus on it, especially because I'm not working right now. I have lots of free time, so I want to get back into it. But yeah, this was a great idea. I really like this. This is a journal spread. It was my niece Yuna's first birthday, so that was fun. We had Galentine's. This is a drawing my student drew for me. It was so cute. It's a watermelon. Ticket stub. This was for... I don't remember the title, but it's the Korean film that became... it won the Oscars and everything. But it was really, really good. Yeah, so this is a good example. So every end of the month, I like to try to do a reflection page, which never works out. So I have 2 pages dedicated to it, but I only wrote this little. And you'll see later on I keep failing at this. So March, I try to do like a spring flowery thing going on. So you can see like I try to keep a Spanish tracker in between the weekly spreads. This didn't work out well. I don't know. I just had so many blank spaces. Now this was when COVID was at its, I don't know if I can say at its worst. It was just bad. So this was when we were first like officially like told to stay home. And it also happens to be the month that Animal Crossing came out on Nintendo Switch, and I was super excited for it. I even made the spread, which I never even used, except I wrote down the villager names. That was it. But this is a picture of me. I'm the pink one, and then I played with my Canadian friends, Alex and Steven. That was fun. And then spring break started, so I did keep up with journaling during spring break. And my reflection page, I did all right in March because then, things were really changing, so I had a lot to say. Random book notes. Oh, this was a cute note that a student left for me. It says, I love you. Just random notes I took. All right, April. So from here, my monthly spread becomes really small. Because I had nothing to do. I was working on, but we were teaching online and I wasn't going anywhere. So I just was like, I don't need all that space. So I made it smaller. It was the season of cherry blossoms. So there's a cute picture of Dobby with the cherry blossoms. It was very beautiful. You can see how I never stick to one thing. So that's one style. That's another style, and then it changes again. I don't know, I just was never satisfied. Okay, May, I try to brighten things up because it's the month of my birthday. But again, the calendar is really small. I try to do the vertical kind. I did not like this because I could never, even though I have my monthly calendar here, I didn't like that I had to look over here to figure out the day of the week. I don't know. My birthday spread. This it was nice as it can be because even though I couldn't celebrate with my friends, I went hiking with Dobby and I spent time in nature, and my friends sent me gifts and a birthday cake, which was amazing. So it was really nice. Now this is when I officially started BookTube. So my first video as a booktuber that sounds weird to say, was the Asian Heritage Month book wrap up. So I read 4 books for that month, and yeah, that's my first video. I like to put like random drawings. This is when, after 2 months of not seeing each other, we were able to meet up finally. So this is a Polaroid memory from it. We were really excited. It was so nice to talk with someone other than family. Okay, June, still doing the vertical thing. I don't know why I did it again. But this should be the last month that I was teaching official classes. Random notes from If Black Isn't a Language by James Baldwin. This is a really short read. You should read it. It's amazing. Yeah, so as you can tell, I didn't really put in much effort with making it pretty. But I did take a trip with my girls for my birthday. It's like a belated birthday trip. We went to the nature-y side. I forgot what it's called. It's in Chichibu. Nagatoro, that's what it is. Nagatoro boat trip. It was really fun. Or river cruise. I don't know what it's called. But they both wrote a journal entry for me of the trip so I can remember what we did. Love it. Okay, now in July I made it bigger. So this is when I was teaching summer school, but it was more, summer school is like easier to teach. So I think I was excited about it and I made the month big. Here's a quote from July. Somebody has to stand when other people are sitting. Somebody has to speak when other people are quiet. Very good. I visited my sister in Yuna. Reading rush. I kept this receipt because I wanted to remember how much I love this rice ball, this onigiri. It's a shake onigiri, which is like salmon. And I used to eat this every single morning before work. Like there's a 7-Eleven right after you exit the train station and walk to work. I just buy sometimes coffee as well, but the rice ball it's so good. Very good. Okay, so you can see again, my end of the month reflection that's it. Like, I don't know. I'm just really bad at these things. All right, August, summer break. Super excited. Made it pretty-ish as I can. I'm not very good at decorating. Okay, so obviously I had a lot to journal about. That's what I'm going to say. September, back to school. We were officially, physically back at school. So it was a busy time for us. And then we also had to teach online students simultaneously. So it was crazy. But I did try to play around with making it really pretty. So this is the time I tried I forgot what it's called, something window. I was inspired by my friend Jessica. She does this in her buja as well. So this is cool because you can keep the same design on the edge of the papers. This is a really cute note. So in my classroom, we did kudos. So we would write each other like kudos notes, like good job on this, kudos on this. So a student left me this note on my table. It says, kudos to Ms. Sato for working hard on teaching for everyone. Very sweet. This is why I teach. Yes, this is when we had Hispanic Heritage Month. So I read Out of Darkness, Aristotle and Dante, and Marina. I have to say Marina's my favorite. It made it to my top 10 of 2020. Another thank you sticker from a student. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I visited Yuna again. Yes, I read the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, another favorite of mine. All right, October. Yeah, I really like this decorating. I like it. I moved the to-do box over here, and then I have like autumn leaves over here. I have a sticker from Love Soup. Love Soup is another amazing artist that I love. She is originally from Australia, but she lives in Tokyo, Japan, which is really cool because it's hard to find artists that also live in Japan. And so I was able to subscribe to her Patreon boxes, which was awesome. This was when I first received her Patreon box. She sends like goodies like stickers or pins, or she also sends you like monthly wallpapers for your phone. Yeah, she was just amazing. Unfortunately, I can't subscribe to her from America, but it'll take like months to arrive here, so I'm just putting a stop for now. But I loved being a subscriber. This is a masking tape she sent in the Patreon box. Isn't this so cute? Oh my gosh. I had to cover up some names, but yes, these are all sweet messages from my students that they wrote on post-its for me. They left me like sweet messages for me. It was really cute. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. I had 2 pages dedicated to end of month review or reflection. I didn't write anything. Yes, these are reading notes from House Moving Castle and the House in the Cerulean Sea. I did a vlog on this, so I took notes on it. November. This is an actual leaf that I saved. I love it. I can touch it. A quote for November. Dear old world, you are very lovely and I'm glad to be alive in you. I think this is a quote from Anne with an E. Like, this is when I was really into Anne with an E. I'm watching it again, but I think it was that, yeah. Ah, yes, this is like the stressful page that now I can look back on with proudness because I managed to do all of this. But back then, oh my gosh, I was so stressed because these were all the things I had to collect before my interview for the visa. But it was an exciting time because I did get a letter saying, okay, your next step is the interview. You just have to get these ready. So I was on the last stage, but it was also very stressful. But yeah, these are all the things that I had to keep looking back on. So I had a lot to say during the months of November and December because it was like, you know, a lot on my mind. We went hiking during this time. It was really nice. Ooh, I love this quote. Your worth is not defined by your productivity. Oh yes, in Japan, the Christmas illuminations come out really fast. So in November, it came out already. Basically, like after Halloween, it's Christmas in Japan. There's no such things as Thanksgiving, right? So, all right, yeah, another hike I went on with another friend. Man, it was a nice month. It was stressful, but it was also nice. December, oh my gosh, I love these colors. December, this was like my last month in this bujo, so I think I wrote a lot. Yeah, so you can tell I try to be more reflective and wrote more things. They make the best cream puffs in the world. I don't know, I've never tried the French ones. I don't know where else they make it, but oh my gosh, Beard Papa. If you ever come to Japan, please look for Beard Papa. Their cream puffs are amazing, and it's so cheap too. It's like one is like, I think the simple one is like $1.60 or something. $1.60. Sushiro, I just try to keep like things I want to remember. So Sushiro is like a sushi restaurant. What's it called? The Belt. So good, so cheap, but so good. Mujirushi, you all know Muji. Starbucks, I really like their matcha. I know they have it in America, but it just doesn't taste the same. I mean, Japan makes the best matcha, right? It makes sense. Ooh, yeah, so much to write. This was the last day I taught and saw the kids. Yeah, so on this side, I had to hide it because there's pictures of my students. But on the last day that I taught, I had so much to say, of course. It's really sad because I taught these kids for like 5 years. The oldest one I've taught since they were grade 1. So yeah, I basically watched them grow and I will miss them so much. I already do. They're like my babies. Yeah, anyway, so after this was kind of just getting the interview done. See, visa finally came. Last day in Japan. Oh my. I was feeling lots of things. So purikura is a must when you are in Japan. So I did one last one. The girls helped me to the airport. It was so nice of them, and we had a teary goodbye. I held it in until this moment. I never even cried, when I said goodbye to my sister, my mom, the students, but this moment made me cry. I don't know. But anyways, and then Christmas, I was already here. This was when I was in Texas. I have officially moved. Buc-ee's. If you've been to Texas, you would know Buc-ee's. Reunited with my fiance, so we had matching Buc-ee PJ bottoms. There's Dobby. This is like, you know, the last picture I took with my sister and her family. And I'll read you the last part of the page in this bujo. I wrote, my first fully completed bujo that I can be proud of and love. I will always look back on my memories of 2020, my last year living in Japan. Thank you, Moleskine, for now. I will keep you somewhere safe. Trying out the Hobonichi for 2021. And that was it, guys. This side is all just empty stuff. So that was the flip through of my 2020 plus December 2019 flip through. I know I'm not like artistic and great at designing and all that, but I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed looking back on my year and seeing all my memories. Yeah, and I'll keep you posted on the Hobonichi and how it works out. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like I said, if you are a bullet journalist or do you enjoy bujos, I would love to see a video of your flip through. If you have a video, please link it down below. But yes, as always, thank you for being here with me today. And I'll see you next time. Bye.